Welcome to the sorority, where pretty is the minimum, delusion gets declined, and reality runs on time. Today's meeting? Why being wanted isn't free, why access is earned, and why no one owes you partnership just because you're present. Also, please excuse the first 30 seconds of this video. It's super choppy. I am working on my editing skills. Mwah. Today I want to talk about something that I am seeing in my own personal life as well as on social media. And it's really interesting to me. And I'm going to be talking a lot about accountability and entitlement. And I'm seeing a lot of women feeling entitled to experiences that they don't want to have to do the work to actually acquire. They feel like they should be gifted these experiences. Other women are doing the work. Other women are showing up, but they feel like they should be able to have these experiences because they exist, because they're nice. They're good people. I was watching this woman and I don't want to say I felt bad. I don't really feel bad about this because things just are the way that they are. Like, a lot of women like to live in delusion, and they like to imagine that this mystical, magical man is going to ride in on his white steed. He's a prince, he's a millionaire, and he wants them for whatever reason, for no reason at all. But she was basically saying that she likes a certain type of man, and this type of man, this culture of men do not find her attractive, and she doesn't know why. And she's a pretty girl, but I know why. You're attracted to a culture of men whose beauty standards are centered around thinness, and there is nothing thin about this girl. And she is going to whine on the internet and anguish about why these men don't seem to like her. She doesn't know why. Internet, help. Do you know why these men aren't attracted to me? And it's like, what do you want the internet to tell you, that you're fat? And I know that sounds like so mean, but it's like, if you want to date a man from this culture, lose the weight. It's literally that simple. Like, she's very pretty and she feels entitled to access to these men, and not just to men from this culture, the best men from this culture, the men who can actually have what it is that they want. I just don't get it. And I never want to sort of say oh, well, it's just as easy as losing weight. Like, losing weight is easy, but it is. It is. Keeping the weight off, now that's a skill. And that's something that we'll be discussing on this channel. Keeping the weight off is actually, that's a skill set that one must develop. But anybody can lose weight. Anybody can lose weight. I see so many women, and, of course, they love to imagine that thin women are bitches. And this is why you hear, oh, these skinny bitches, this and that. He should want me because I'm a nice person. I'm a good person. I'm this, I'm that. And it's like, so you don't think he could find a girl with a hot body who was also nice, who's also sweet, who also likes to cook and bake and all of the things that you think that you're offering to this man? You don't think he can find a woman who basically embodies his personal beauty standard, who also happens to be a decent human being? That's what's always so interesting to me, that they want to offer kindness in the sexual marketplace. It's like he wants to have somebody that he finds attractive. And the idea, and of course I can hear, the fat phobia conversation. Here's the deal. Here's the deal about fat phobia. We can talk all day about why it is that men are attracted to certain things. And we don't even have to get into biological markers of health and whatnot. Like, none of that even matters. Let's all agree that men largely are not attracted to large women because of societal programming, because of media, because of whatever. Okay, so now what? Yes, he's attracted to thin women because he has been programmed to be attracted to thin women. So what are you going to now do? What is your response to this other than crying about fat phobia on the internet? Do you actually want a man? And what's interesting about the men that they want, they always want a man who seems to be working. This man is putting in work. He's putting in work in the gym, but then it's not enough for him to have a hot body. They also want him to have a successful career, so he's putting in work there. And there are a lot of women who feel entitled to men who work, who sweat, and they don't think they should have to sweat. They don't think they should have to exercise. They don't think they should have to eat in moderation. They don't think they should have to shave their armpits, and that these men should select them over women who do the work. I'm really confused. I'm so confused by this, and I'm so tired of scrolling through TikTok, and every other video is some girl whining about how I really need to refresh my FYP, whining about how they're having a difficult time finding a man and they don't know why. And I'm looking at them and I can tell them why. Babe, I can tell you why. Your standards are too high. You can find a man. Anybody can pull a loser. Anybody can pull a homeless man. Anybody can pull a man who doesn't have his life together. You don't want one of those men. You want a man who's doing very well for himself. You want a man who's very attractive. But you don't think that you should have any marker in the current society that you live in of attractiveness. And attractiveness is not just the face. These girls will have their hair done. They'll have a full face of makeup on. And it's like, you didn't even need to do all that. All you needed to do was go to the gym and get in a calorie deficit. Like, you look great, but it's not enough. It's not enough. And what I find interesting is the dialogue around, well, these men are actually attracted to me, but he doesn't want to take me out in public. He doesn't want to claim me publicly because of what his friends are going to think. Because he doesn't want to lose basically his social credit. He doesn't want to be seen dating a woman that other people would consider beneath him. It's going to reflect poorly on him socially if he aligns himself with me. He's going to lose something. He's going to be viewed in a negative way if he dates me, and he should have to make that sacrifice to be with me. He should have the people at his company when he takes me to the company picnic or social or Christmas party. He should have them thinking like, is that who he's with? Is that who he selected? He should make that sacrifice for me. And it's the same with their female friendships as well. I watched a video of this girl, and she basically said that she didn't want to be friends with fat women because that came with its own complications. And she would discuss what those complications were in a separate video. But that basically, she was either witnessing, I can't remember if this actually happened to her, but she was talking about friends not wanting to be friends with women who didn't match a certain aesthetic, and was basically referencing women who like to club, like the hot girls who like to club, and them not wanting to be friends with women who were overweight or women who didn't match the aesthetic. And it's like trying to paint these women as bad women, as shallow, but it's like, you're shallow. You're seeking proximity with women who look a certain way. You want aspirational adjacency to these very attractive women. And you think they should pay a personal and social cost to be your friend. Why? You think these women should not go out to the club and choose friendship over partying, over something that they enjoy doing. You do not share similar values with these women. These women value health, they value fitness, they value beauty. You don't share similar values with them, but you think that they should not go out because you can't get in. Does that make sense? Why should they pay the price of it doesn't make any sense. And they think that these men and these women should basically suffer because they're suffering. Go find friends who match your aesthetic and go do things that you all can do. Like this girl was in Miami. It's like there's plenty of things you can do in Miami other than go to the club. Like my club days are over. I used to club 3 nights a week. I used to kick it. I'm grown now. Okay, there's plenty of things that you can do aside from club. And yet you all seem to get dressed, go out with your hot girlfriends, and then are in shock that they don't have enough social currency. And this is what's interesting. It's like, if you're with a bunch of hot girls, they can get a girl who maybe doesn't match the aesthetic to a certain degree. They have enough social privilege, pretty privilege, to be able to get this girl in. But if you are so outside of the norm, the cultural norm of that club, if you don't match the aesthetic to a certain degree, there's nothing these girls can do to get you in. And you thought that they'd be able to. They'd have to personally know the owner and get on the phone with the owner and ask for a favor to get you into this club. Why are you seeking friendship with these women? And why do you think these women should not go out and not enjoy the perk that their beauty affords them in order to be your friend because you're a nice person? What does being a nice person have to do with anything? That is the basic. That is who isn't nice? Do you know what I mean? And it really is interesting to me, this idea that because they're sweet, you can be hot and sweet. So what else do you plan on doing in order to have the life that you say that you want to have? So it's time to lock in. I'm tired of listening to the whining and the crying as if you can't get into a calorie deficit and exercise, as if that's some sort of impossibility. It's not impossible. It's not impossible. And you feel entitled to overeat and overreach in terms of looking for a romantic partner. I have too many friends who are forced to date losers or be single when they don't want to be because they won't do the basic upkeep. It's like, babe, get your body tight. Get your body tight. Like, I'm so tired. And I'm not even talking about girls who are like very overweight. I'm talking about girls who are like size 8, 10, 12. It's like you're right there. You're like literally on the cusp. Get your body tight. Tighten up your eating. Get into a regular workout schedule and literally watch the quality of men that you're able to access. Watch that expand. Expand your options by shrinking your waistline. You're not being excluded. You're being priced out. Attraction is earned. Access is filtered. And if that feels unfair, ask yourself why you expected it to be free. Sorority meetings are held every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. No excuses, no emotional support animals, just value.